Probably pretty fucking
First
massive.
edition is 50 feet high, so 5 stories.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I was actually looking it up right now. I also think Tarasques were invented by a god or some primordial being, so that might be explaining the spice.
Just to fuck with people.
Weren't they created by like a wizard? Hold on. Yeah, it was. The history, yada being the weapon of an ancient and evil cabal of wizards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some sages
That's boring,
argue
though.
that's true.
What made them create this huge?
What do you not
Boredom.
understand about ancient and evil cabal of wizards?
See, some sages
yes.
argue that the primordial wizards made the destruction.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't add logic to that. How dare I?
But yeah, a Tarrasque is...
Nothing to scoff at.
Not if you're a level 20 Cavalier in Pathfinder. Apparently, you can one-shot a Tarrasque on a single charge.
Yeah,
Please
get
to
some,
Pathfinder
explain.
kids.
get some heavy
There's
lances, a few feats, and there's a couple
There's
of
a
builds
feat,
there.
you need one feat. It's called Spirited Charge, which triples your lance damage on a charge, which on a crit, and if you can get the right build, on a guaranteed crit, you can do upwards like 300 something damage, I think.
Hot damn.
And
That's
if you're a
reminding me.
if you're a paladin, it gets even stupider.
That's reminding me of fucking
it kinda
homebrew
depends.
Dragoon fighter archetype, where you got more damage the more distance you fell. Just picturing that
Okay,
with
I think we're just about ready to start. I had a few issues there.
Right. Hooray for the start,
Hooray!
not the issues.
Right. Am I streaming? Yes, I am. So let me get out of that. Right. 3, 2, 1. As I begin recording. Okay, so last session you all began your overnight pit stop to Cliffspire, which was it was revealed that quite a lot has changed since you were last here. You heard town cries speaking of the recent death of High Priestess Ilara Onyxoth, who apparently died in her sleep. You heard of mass layoffs in the mines and the growing unrest among the city's poor. You also heard of Cliffspire's apparent planned disassociation with the Carthan Commonwealth. There was also a number of activities Vellum thought were suspicious. The arrest of a number of individuals under the pretext of perpetrating violent rhetoric against the city's leadership, and the apparent weeding out of those still loyal to the handyman's underground network of criminals. The Wonky Weasel itself was gone, replaced with a Blackhand brothel, and the streets were filled with Blackhand mercenary guards. Liska found that a number of shops in the Footdrifts had been closed or boarded up next to newly opened ones. Perhaps many businesses are fleeing Cliffspire. Among the new shops, she found Lucia's Lace and Linens, owned by a demon named Lucia Ulmorna. Liska asked for a custom order for the journey to the Dojin Dynasty. Meanwhile, the rest of the group found a number of other adventurers lending their blades and skills to the Black Hand, particularly an orc shaman by the name of Haruk, and an elderly halfling woman by the name of Imza. Introductions were made, and the group convened upon Alston Manor, now named Blackhand Manor, the centre of money and power in Cliffspire. Grunker and Sal received their payments, and strangely enough, a request from Balthazar for a conversation despite being dead. As it turns out, Balthazar's soul is trapped in the ring of is trapped within his ring of mind shielding. You met with Siren within her study and reacquainted yourselves, and then spoke with Balthazar through the ring. There was many emotional exchanges, and he gave you a task to plant a grounding rod within the Morbog near a series of sunken temples. You tearfully ended your conversations, and Arngrim cooked a great feast for the residents of the manor. There's smoked hams, cured meat. It's a lot of meats. And very little in the ways of vegetables. In fact, Arngrim might have, for the most part, cleared the manor's pantry, Siren.
And Imse helps.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
As the massive 4-course meal is strewn out before you all. Let me bring you all back to the... where is it? There it is.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what Sal said to Arngrim? 3 courses, max.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but
Fucking
Didn't
dwarfs.
say how big the courses had to be.
Yeah.
you also didn't say this to Imse, who is also a halfling.
Atlas also didn't say he'd be considering appetizers or desserts
Yeah,
as
yeah.
part of the courses.
It's okay. You learn. Live and learn.
Right. So, massive 4-course meal is strewn out before all of you. And there's the ambience I was looking for. Siren, there's a few niggling thoughts in your head that plague you throughout the dinner, specifically about that letter you received. But regardless, Siren, Grunker, Haruk, and Sao, is there anything you'd all like to say as you're eating this hearty meal?
Besides eating, not really. Mostly just enjoying the company and the fact that we have a peaceful meal.
Yeah.
No fucking creepy crawlies breathing down our neck. No giant looming threat that says, I'm about to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is a
it's
giant
just-
looming threat. It's just, friendly towards you.
Yeah, this is just like, this is a meal between friends.
Yeah. Okay. Grunker, Haruk, do you want to say anything?
It's rude to talk with your mouth full.
Yeah.
So, Siren... Oh, have it, Prodigy.
I think, very politely, I think Haruk would begin eating as soon as the plate touches the table in front of him.
I think that Angar would like that.
Sorry, what?
Nah, sorry, I was distracted. I'm sure Angrim wouldn't mind that.
Oh yeah, you see Arngrim kind of making his way through the dining room with a massive just wheeling on the table. It looks like a massive roast boar as he asks a few manor servants to sort of heft it onto the dining table. Right, I hope you made room. It just slumps it on the table. Starts carving it.
Siren's slightly taken aback by just a boar being slammed on the table, but you know.
Yeah.
Imse probably has some minor dishes which he's dealing out. Like maybe a little bit of a stew.
Yeah.
With some little pastry. And anyone who eats it get a 1d6.
1d6 temp hit points, current hit points. What's going on?
Because of this.
Because of what?
Warm belly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You get 1d6 maximum HP points.
Nice.
Because she's a halfling.
Yeah.
Okay. Siren will happily partake. So Siren's going to basically look to the group. So it seems we're missing at least one of our number, Velum and Liska. Sorry to see that they're missing out on this delightful opportunity, but perhaps you can tell me a few things I've been curious about since I've heard of your travels and conquest and whatnot. So, how was it within the? I think they were called Mind Flayers. How was it in the Mind Flayer colony?
Sticky.
Sticky.
Sao raises a hand as she's sort of chewing a mouthful and soon swallows. Imagine it like this. Everything is off-putting in the way of it's organic. It's like flesh. The doors are alive, and you can see she's sort of grimacing a bit at the thought. And they tend to keep people there, alive, but not quite thinking.
And the Mind Flayers themselves, did you have any interactions with them?
Besides one of them trying to kill us on several occasions, along with how to put it, finding one with several clones of itself.
Jenner, I have a question.
Yes.
Who all is in the room? Is it just us? Are there servants? Are there other people like wandering around? Do we have guests?
There's a few other servants kind of bringing food to your table. Arngrim's in the kitchen right now.
Arngrim's in the kitchen.
You can see the receptionist at the front desk is also kind of grabbing a plate and then making her way off to somewhere else in the manor, just eating while she's working essentially. But other than that, it's generally sort of you four around the table, or what are they? Imza as well, yeah. Imza, Haruk, you, Sao, and Grunker. Other people are just kind of coming in and out every now and then.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Did Siren give up her earring?
Not yet, I think.
Okay.
Don't think so.
Siren is going to, with her earring, just kind of do that thing that demons can do when they flick their ears, and via the earring, ask, and do you think the Mind Flayers can be trusted?
No.
Sao just shakes her head in a very clear statement of no. Like, it couldn't be more clear just from the gesture.
Okay. Siren gets kind of like a... Siren gets an interesting... She gets a look on her face, and then she just kind of nods. Hold on. Let me do something. If y'all want to, there's a weird way to put this. If y'all want, you can do an insight check on Siren.
Ooh.
You know what? For the hell of it, I might as well do it because I'm curious, and so would Sao. Oh look, it's one of my worst fucking skill checks. Hey yo.
Okay, never know.
15.
Not bad.
Okay. That's actually pretty good. So I would say you see, like, when both Grunka and Sao are just firmly no, Siren Siren gets a look of it's like a mixture of things. One, it's kind of not triumph, but like
Validation.
yeah, validation followed by disdain, and then I'd probably say at that point in time she like smooths her features over.
Siren secretly a mind flayer.
Nobody knows. But yeah. And so she just kind of gives a nod. It's like, well, hopefully the encounter wasn't too harrowing. And she like gives a nod of acknowledgement to Sal. It's like, I'm glad that everybody came back in one piece.
Sao returns the nod. In most cases, this would have been an outright death sentence, but... And Sao sort of does a not quite shrugging gesture, but like palms outwards, arms sort of kind of folded. We had a great deal of preparation and a fuck ton of luck.
Yes, you can't be too wrong with luck. Though, as they say, luck is hard to distinguish. What is it? Luck is hard to distinguish from. That's what it is. Yeah. Sorry, the player's actually trying to remember the saying.
Yeah.
Good luck is hard to distinguish from hard work. So, with the amount of preparation that it seems y'all did, I mean, you fought a war. It seems, and you had a few particular people in your party that were well suited to the environment. And there you go. It seems that carried you through, along with, and she winks at Sal, a little bit of luck.
Indeed. I will be real. It got a little too close at times.
I can very well imagine. I wish at least Bella and Meliska were here so we can have a bit more. I mean, unless you wish to go on and describe what happened in the combat. And out of character, you don't actually have to. We can do like
Yeah.
a fade to black, like kind of thing. Yeah, don't want to have to rehash.
Probably say Sao would describe like the most general parts of it, but she would question Siren if she knows what a beholder is.
You could
in
make
normal D&D, I would say in normal D&D, like beholders are very well known, but I don't know how well known they are in your world.
could certainly make an Arcana check.
Okay.
In most cases, Sao would describe it as an eyeball with meat around it.
Oh.
With smaller eyeballs sticking out of it.
26. Let's see here.
Sorry. That should be as Siren, but I was on Liska.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's get the smartest.
She's big, so she got a big brain.
Big brain. My brain.
My brain.
You've
My brain.
you in the Manners Library, you have come across one text that describes creatures called beholders, written by one thought to be a crazed madman. In one such untitled book, an explorer called Nindorf Brutwald describes a close encounter with a large creature whose spheroid body levitates at all times. a great bulging eye that sits above a wide, toothy maw, while the smaller eye stalks that crown its body twist and turn to keep its foes in sight. Nindorf supposedly found it sleeping, its central eye closing, but leaving its smaller eyes open alert. It's said by him that any glance at a beholder is enough to assess its foul and otherworldly nature. They are purportedly very aggressive, very hateful, and very greedy. And they dismiss all other creatures as lesser beings. Purportedly, some of these smaller eye stalks turn people to stone, while others turn individuals to ash. Some, interestingly enough, some beholders manage to channel their sort of xenophobic tendencies towards despotism, rather than living in isolation, which describes the events that took place deep in the deep dark. These creatures are nicknamed eye tyrants.
All right. Yes, Siren, at the mention of that, it's like Siren's gonna be like, oh, a beholder. I thought they were more. Well, I thought they were mere myth or just scary stories. I know Nindorf spoke of it in his texts. I didn't realize that they actually existed.
I can tell you that they very much exist because one of them killed me.
Well, at least you're alive. And here, enjoying this wonderful repast.
That is very true, and I'm very happy. Also, do know that I would be so amiss to not be able to taste food. Oh no, this is good.
It is. I'm going to have to find some means of repaying Arngrim for his
Beef stew coming through. He says
Oh my.
Arngrim comes through with a great tray of what looks like a piping hot beef stews as he kind of slides it across the table to a number of you.
Beef. Sorry, I was just thinking beef stew special recipe: beef, potatoes, and beef.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And lard.
Potatoes and liquid beef.
And plenty of lard.
Beef, potatoes, beef in a beef broth flavored with beef.
And
Like,
lard.
oh, that's
Lumps of lard floating around.
it's like
But as-
liquid steak.
As Arngrim comes in with the giant pile of stew, Siren gets a look from Sal that just says, repaying him is like, it's gonna be something, but like, this is him on a regular day.
It's like, well, then you're all very lucky for him to be traveling with you.
Hey, they'll get full bellies in no time as he kind of disappears back into the kitchen.
Alright, well, let us at least speak of better things and dig in. And unless anyone else wishes to speak, I think that's going to be it for Sarah.
Alright. Okay then. Shall we pan over to, let's see, that'll be Vellum and Liska.
Alright, we're in the clothes shop.
Yes, I think you spoke to me earlier, Vellum, saying you weren't comfortable leaving sort of Vadmir in the
In a creepy town by herself in an inn that just got raided.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, being that Uliska and Vellum have, you know, you've both kind of gathered one of the most positive reports with her, so she's kind of tagged along with you guys.
Yeah. Can't leave her by herself. In a spooky town.
Would she be disguised at all, or is she just like walking around as her usual self?
She's put on a sort of rudimentary disguise, a bit cloak around herself. But that's about it.
To be fair,
Common around
it's
here,
also
honestly.
cold, so a cloak is not out of the
Yeah.
ordinary.
Yeah, cloak, hood, very much form obscuring.
I definitely think if she's walking with Liska and Vellum, more eyes are probably going to be on Liska than a small little hooded figure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
You,
that helps.
As you stride through the street, Aliska, one small child kind of tugs at her mother's sleeves and looks over to you, Aliska, and you hear, "Look, mummy, a giant." It's rude.
Liska flexes.
It's rude. It's rude to point, dear. Now, come along.
Liska winks to the child. Like, I heard you. I got your back.
Flex.
Giant woman.
Flex is so strong, her armor flexes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as you make your way into Lucia's Lace and Linens,
What time is it?
it's generally sort of near closing time.
Alright.
Yeah, because it was like middle of the day when it's
Yeah.
gonna go back or something.
But late afternoon, if you will. So, you hear the bell to your shop, Lucia. Ding ding ding! Once more, as the door is open, you hear the familiar heavy footfalls. And a few others as well.
Alright. Lucia looks up from her desk, having been working away at a couple of designs, sort of eyes flick up to the door, being noted by like the bell dinging in the background, and she sees a familiar face and two others standing before her. Oh, hello. What can I do for you? Oh, hello, Liska. Sort of like,
Hello.
The small,
Lucia.
the smaller figure immediately sort of darts off towards some very nice-looking coats.
oh, hello,
Oh.
hello.
This is wonderful. Never seen
eyes
such
just-
clothes in all my life.
Lucia's eyes just widen and dilate like a cat's as you just see this tiny little satyr lady. She gets up from her chair and she like moves over to Vanya and like greets her, slightly like hunkering down a wee bit. Hello, little miss. What can I do for you?
Wow! Look at all these clothes. She kind of peels her eyes away from a very very nice looking kind of purple furred coat and looks. I'm just She immediately kind of gets all shy and says, just looking, miss.
Oh, no worries. Not looking for anything for yourself, huh?
Well, maybe.
You can if you want to, Vedmia.
Can I?
Yeah, pick yourself something nice.
She immediately just starts darting throughout the shop and just taking in all of the sights and the wonderful sort of beautiful sort of gothic dresses, all of the furred coats, all of the sort of looks like sort of woolen hats. She's just loving this.
Yeah. So Velen's gonna give a short chuckle, and just move over to who he assumes is the proprietor.
Yeah.
Now she's
Just
she's
straightens her
distracted.
face up a bit. Just like maintains her composure. Like having like a wee bit of excitement. Like, oh my god, tiny little demon.
tiny demon. Quick note, Krez, is there any way you can boost yourself? Because I tried turning you up and everyone else blows my ears out.
Is there
Wait,
any
that's
way to-
well. That's you say turning her up and everyone else got super loud. Then
Yeah,
have you
what
tried
volume
just turning
do you
her
have
up
me up?
specifically?
I've turned her up to 200. So I
Yeah,
don't know what's going
she's
on.
not normally very quiet.
Right, well, I'll try and adjust everyone else's time, so try not to be too loud, everyone else, so I don't go deaf.
Kraz, what is your
Yeah,
output
okay, don't worry about it.
device setup?
Everyone
Kraz,
start
what's your
yelling.
output device volume?
Output device volume. Let's see.
What is? Yeah. What's? Sorry, not output. Input. What's your input device?
71.
Okay, raise that up.
Razor. Sorry to like.
Yeah, that's pretty
Alright.
low. Like
Is
I
this
mine
any
at
better?
200.
Can you put it up more?
Right. What about this?
Oh, that
Yeah,
is
it's
so
pretty
much
good.
better.
Much better.
It's like if there's gonna be extended interactions, I either needed to tweak all of the volumes or see if there was a way you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Anyway, so sort of steps
Mhm.
forward. Well, now she's distracted. I was open to see what sort of
Mm.
things you work with. He's sort of giving a look around. What are the sort of clothing styles on display? Right.
Like Johnner mentioned, some gothic, some sort of everyday, like regular wear, mostly tailored towards the human demographic. It seems middle class, upper middle class. Nothing. Well, it is like fancy in the sense that everything is well made, but it's like
A bit of
nothing
everything.
yeah.
Quality
general-
goods.
And off to the side, you do see some like more lacy sort of what's it called?
Frillies. Lingerie.
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 Mostly for the new establishments. Cough, cough. That have been.
Yes, the sultry. Yes, you have to have something sultry in your store.
There's Venom asking Carter.
He was asking. He was sort of.
Alright.
He mentioned about. Sorry, just to reiterate. He said he wanted to come and see what sort of things she did here, but then he was looking around.
Most winter wear for those that are residing in Cliff Spire. It is a rather cold region, so there's a lot of more fleecy jumpers and all that. We also cater a lot to the more Commonwealth / Ambrosian accents here.
Well, I got this. He sort of tugs at like the sleeves fit. Back in Dune Hollow. It was a bit of a necessary buy. I wasn't thinking too much about the style of it. But
Can Lucia roll an insight check to like
see how
observe
tacky it is?
well, she kind of like props up her glasses and she's like, well, let me believe that.
Sure. I'll say insight and add your proficiency modifier, or rather, I think at this point it would be like what's like proficiency at plus that level 10.
That's a +4.
+4. So just add make an insight check and add +4 to it.
I might just roll in the fucking other game.
Roll in fucking other game.
Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that to be insulting. It's just hard not to.
Yeah, no worries. Sure. If you just roll in the other game and just post it in the party chat.
Check your work.
Rolled an 11.
An 11. It looks, adequate. It's nothing too shoddy. But you gather whoever made this was they had a very narrow view as to what Kiteshi culture and garb looked like. It looks very much like a stereotype.
So I don't know if you have any experience with Eastern styles or not, but wondered if there was anything you could do to make it a bit less tacky.
For one, I don't think that design would be pertaining to the region over here. She sort of like gestures like to his torso. This seems to be more of a southern sort of feel, where this part here, I'm not sure, it doesn't really pertain to anything.
It's a mess. It's like somebody took bits from every region and thought it looked good.
Yeah, it seems
Fucking
like
tourist shit.
It seems like a bit
Fucking
of
Jimmy.
generalization, yes.
I'd also like you to make a religion check for me real quick.
Okay.
The cultural leads.
18.
18. Very clearly, this is designed for a sun worshipper. A worshipper of Al Shan, if you will. Particularly the sort of patterning across the breastplate. See, and then you kind of think back as to the job you did for Balthazar. There was mention of a few conflicts with sun worshippers and the proprietor of the information that you received.
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
I'm trying to explain it. During your task for Balthazar, an old friend of yours, in Niobe, particularly, there was a few conflicts there between the current regime and some of the sun worshipping rebels, or at least what was mentioned by your contact there.
Well, sort of like straightens up a little bit, folds down the creases of my shirt.
I don't know if you've even been down there before, but it is not like this. He sort of does a sweeping gesture with his hand.
Yeah, like I have done some odd jobs there, and I've also done numerous research into the area of Akteshi itself for other clients. So, while it isn't my exact area of expertise, I do sort of recognize some of the designs that are pertaining to that region. I could either make something from scratch for you, or I could take the garment itself and sort of refashion it a little bit, add some more accents that are more pertaining to where you come from exactly. That way it isn't quite so generalized. Sort of gesticulates to his entire form.
Yeah. It's obvious from looking around that she does quality work, right? It's like that much is obvious.
Oh yes, very much so.
He's sort of putting a hand to his chin in thought, looking around at some of the more intricate pieces and their quality of work. Well, I don't think I'm going to be in town for too long, but what could you do if you made some from scratch?
Well, I could make a design for you now, take your measurements and see if I can sketch something up. I can deliver them to you, see what your input is. And you might not be able to receive the garment in Cliffspire. I don't think I'll have it made in time for that, given the backlog of orders that I have to make. But she's sort of like, it's at this point that she squints at his face, squints so hard like Liska, starts putting two and two together.
Oh no!
You're what? There's something about you. It's a bit familiar. Is your name Harbinger?
No. And they sort of like realizing that, reputation precedes and all that, and there not being many half-orcs about, just walking around.
Your disposition is rather familiar, yet at the same time sort of rare.
Well,
Freak.
Oh no! I'm not one to throw the kettle black here.
No,
Oh, that was out of character, sorry.
we've
Sorry.
probably got some kind of reputation following us on. We've done a few things up in Doonish, and I imagine word spreads here.
Oh, you are Willem Harbridge. It is an honor to meet you. And she just like beams at him, completely unaware.
He's a little more used to it by now, but it's still slightly. It's a demon in a shifty town being very friendly, which he's not used to so far. Because every demon besides Liska has been very much hinky. But he
How
will
dare you.
extend.
Zerth is a good man.
Oh yeah, Zerth. Sorry, I forgot about Zerth. Yeah, how could I?
How dare you?
But yeah, he will.
Women, am
sort
I
of-
right?
Okay, sorry to backpedal a little bit. My brain's sort of working on multiple layers right now. The way I saw the picture of like Luce in her usual garb, but does she seem like? Can I tell if she seems like highborn, lowborn, all that jazz? Because I know there's sort of a very noble air to certain things about the place, especially with Demon Society.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Because this does dictate introductory behavior. Oh, pow, 21.
21. So, what does Vellum surmise, Lucia?
So, given her mannerisms, her general like look and disposition, the way she carries herself, she seems to be someone of high class. She carries herself as if she is someone of a high status. Well, like her general attitude is something that's like she's down to earth, but there's a sort of like an air of eloquence about her.
Right. Well, with that in mind, he will like hold a hand out as if to shake. But then he will do a sort of very courteous, and I know y'all are gonna get cringe. He's gonna do the hand kiss because that's a gentlemanly thing to do in certain circles, and he thinks that's how it should be. Yes, I know. Let's move on. Yeah,
Milady.
you obviously know who I am.
Tips light sword.
Mahabridge.
Anyway, you obviously know who I am, but what of yourself? Well, I know your name.
Myself. I am Lucio Olmorna. I hail from the Dominion of Doubts, and I am but a humble seamstress.
Well, nothing. Always good to be humble, but your skills definitely show.
Well, I've honed it. I have Minecraft over years or so.
If you could give me a moment to think, I need to get everything together in my head about timetable,
No worries.
costs,
Take your time.
and out of character. That's for me to go get my food because it arrived just now.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the timing.
No worries.
We're back.
Lucy kind of like she looks at her hand kind of confusedly, like. When did I-
Liska's gonna be like, it's just a thing from like the east or something. I do not know.
do humans normally do this? And she sort of like shoves her hand out to Liska.
Liska's gonna take it and then just be like, just shake it and then let it go. She's not gonna bend almost in half just to kiss a hand. And plus, she wouldn't do that anyway. She's like, I do, like, again, I do not know. Like,
Well,
I think it has
I
something to do
I
with.
shan't think on it too much.
It's fine. I think it has something to do with their types of knights or something. You know,
I see.
loyalty. It doesn't. We definitely don't do it in Torment, but it is what it is. Doing something like that's liable to get you punched in the face.
I would imagine such.
Bodmir comes around from like what one of the smaller wooden aisles, wearing some sort of large feathered coat that's much too big for her, and she just kind of says, "Don't worry, he's a bit weird, but he's nice," and just pops back around.
Liska just kind of like nods, like, yeah, that's right, it's true.
I see.
Not wrong.
Well, oh, Liska, in regards to your garment, I do not believe I will have it ready for you on time, but I do have a parlor set up in the Diogean Dynasty if you would come there once you're... Well, sorry, let me reject that. I'm not thinking. But if you're going to the Diogean Dynasty, I have a parlor set up there. You could, I think I would have it ready for you on time for that, depending on how long it takes for you to arrive. So all you would need to do is just pick it up.
I think that might work. If that is the case, then I might as well get some Diogean wear as well. That way
Yes.
that I can have both when I get there.
Yeah, that, and I wouldn't have to do any more measuring or or sort of guess.
Mm-hmm. But if I think player doesn't remember, but we in character did talk about how long it would take. It'd be like what, a month or two, 2 months,
Ye-
3 months
To where?
to get to Hoja, where we're headed.
Oh, that I let's see here. So to get to the Ironsgate Keep itself would be about 5 months of travel.
Jeez,
Yeah.
just to get to the south of Malin.
Well, well, no, actually, no. You are traveling double pace now with the steam tank, so that would only about 2.5 months.
I suppose it depends on how many detours you take.
Yeah, true.
So with that, then kind of keeping that in mind, this can be like, oh well, actually, given that the route we're taking, it might be better to possibly deliver on the road.
Oh, I see.
Because as it stands, it's going to be sitting in a shop for, I don't know, at least 4 to maybe 5 months until to pick it up, and a lot of things can happen between then.
All right.
I
Well,
mean, if it's an issue, I can pay like to make up the difference for like, I don't know, guarded delivery. I have no idea how you would deliver the things on the road.
well,
Maybe horseback. Not you specifically, but just hire someone.
I'm just imagining fucking Lucy on a horse just carrying around, just like, just
you just-
some racy fucking.
Just
Well, she obviously riding side saddle.
yeah, just very prim and proper, and like just trotting alongside saddle. Just here you go, and just turns back around.
Well, yeah, how would that work? Because I know that Lucy is part of the Black Hand, and so is Liska technically by like contractual obligation.
I mean,
Actually, she's not.
So,
I'm back.
Let's go.
Hello, sorry.
Liska is definitely not part of the Black Hand.
no, she
Oh, yeah.
she's
It
not.
doesn't take forever. Normally it takes ages, and I thought, okay, by the time it gets here, I'll be done with the scene. And it's like, nope, it's on time for once.
It happens. Say loving.
Like,
But yeah, Liska is definitely not part of the Black Hand.
right, I got that mixed up.
That's fine. I mean, Lucia might think she is.
Yeah, since I'd imagine she's like heard of her and like given the sort of like association.
guilt by association, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what was talked about, so let me know when I can re-interject the villain.
We're
Just talking about delivering on the road. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's going to take like 5 months to get to the Toshan Dynasty.
Yep.
But yeah, so just, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that a single rider will travel very fast compared to just how we are traveling. So I think it'd be good.
Let
And
me
if
know
not,
where,
there might be magical means. Who knows?
yes.
I'm not a magic person.
Let me know where you are in about 2 months or so, and I will send someone else to deliver it to you. That, or I could just leave it in the shop should some changes of circumstances occur. That way you could just
Alright.
pick it up. No worries.
Okay. I think I'm probably trying to think of a way that we can contact you. Oh, well, I guess just send a message, send a ride, or something like that.
Yes.
There's so many means. So many means, mundane and magical.
It's at that point that Vladimir kind of comes around the corner wearing what looks like kind of short like a cloak that you can just barely see her hooves. It's a large thick cloak made of like iridescent blue raven feathers, and she kind of marvels at it and says, "Oh, can Vladimir get this?"
Large cloak made of raven feathers. Sounds very familiar to Siren.
Very
Um,
scientific.
Well, if that's what you want, Fabia.
Can I?
Is it?
Velen Wizard, like, he could tell he's about to just say yes right away, but sort of looks for a confirmation from Liska, probably is reserved.
Liska's gonna look to Lucia. How much does that cost?
If you sure shall as well.
How much would that cost?
I can double check that for you.
Alright.
Let's see.
I just want to point something out here. This entire moment between Vatnia, Vellum, and Liska is just radiating like two people who just a child.
Nuclear family.
Yeah.
The
Fine,
weirdest
could be whatever
nuclear
you want it to be.
Okay, so total cost of the cloak would be about 2 gold pieces. Since
Depending on if you want that. Oh, sorry.
Since it counts as like a warm weather gear or traveling clothes, essentially.
Depending on if you want that tailored or not, that would be about 2 golds.
Hang on, I'm just gonna close the door because people are talking inside.
That seems pretty fair. Does it fit alright, Vadby? Anything that you'd change about it? Damn it, I asked general question, why is he muted? I'm smart.
She wants it made out of pure gold.
Cloacator. It was a mimic.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry
we
about
still
that.
mimic cloaks here.
Yeah.
They're very popular fashion.
Yeah, forgot to feed that one.
They keep coming back for some reason. Returning on their own. Self-returning cloaks.
I mean, it's a good business model if you want to just...
There's
Always seem a little bit.
Get rid of business.
there's
All offers are final.
No, you just buy them for people you want to assassinate.
as Volvia kind of adorns the raven feather cloak, she kind of marvels at it and just big hug around your arm, Vellum, and Liska. Thank you so much.
It's fine.
Will that be all?
Well, now I've had to think about it. I think I might get sized up for Summit Custom. As serviceable as this has been, it's... I don't know if it's salvage.
Sort of like Lucy just strokes her chin a little bit, squints, and just goes, yes, that would be a good choice. Just
It's
judging him, but
no
only
tax,
slightly.
just pure think mode. So, yeah, you said you needed measurements or something?
Yes.
Might be a bit tricky. Sort of moves the armor, like the fact that like it's all bulky with the armor and breastplate and whatnot.
You might have to remove your armor, but you can keep your underlayers on if you're more comfortable with that.
Yeah. You got room for that, or just he has no. He's no. It's clear he's never been to a tailor before.
Yeah, she sort of like gestures to one of the changing rooms off to the side, and she's like, "Follow me."
It's very small.
I'm sure you would know. She kind of like has like a sort of flustered look on her face. Like you're sort of dipping down a little bit, but like she maintains her composure despite circumstances.
Right. Let's you keep an eye on Vadmi. I'll be out in a bit.
Okay.
If you don't want to wait around, feel free to head back. But I don't know how long this stuff takes.
Should only take about 5 minutes or so.
Oh, that's good.
As both Lucia and Vellum make their way off into the changing rooms, Lucia, you hear the ding 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 of the bell again.
No.
And you see entering the shop is a familiar individual, long serpentine body. This appears to be Dejar.
Oh, hey. All the cameos.
It's your girl.
Finally made it to this place. Eesh. Oh, hello. Hello there.
Hello. Fancy meeting you here.
Indeed. I was doing a little shopping and came to pick up an order from a friend.
Well, if your friend is Lucia, she's currently occupied. She's measuring a client.
I see. I can wait. It's no big deal.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
Yes. No, it's fine. You can go.
Oh, I was just saying eventually, both of them do come back out of the changing rooms. Willem sort of readjusting his armor, his plate.
Okay. Damn it. I thought I could have a quick moment to eat.
No, motherfucker.
No food, but it's yummy. Anyway,
No ribs for you. Only
Ribs.
suffering.
it's chips, cheese, and beans. I'll have you know.
My ribs.
My brains. Anyway. She's gonna come out of the dressing room, sort of like fix her measuring tape, with the maid hand, sort of tosses it back over the shoulders of her mannequin nearby her desk. She's gonna turn her head, see the jar, and just look at her, blink for a brief moment, and just a wide smile just sort of spreads across her face. So she starts bouncing up and down on her hooves, and she rushes over to her. And just
the jar it just smiles and just rushes and gives her a hug.
Michelle, it is so good to see you. I thought you would not have made it out on that ship.
Look, Lucia, it is a trip and a half trying to make sure everyone gets paid. I am tired. I am literally just bone tired. The shopping and finding the ingredients for my thing I need to remake.
I understand you in that regard. Working 3 shops and doing mercenary business on the side is quite a toll to take on a humble seamstress, but it is good to see you again. It really
It is, and I am so sorry to put that up to you for the job. I know that you have more than on your plate.
Wait.
Hello, Velum. How you do?
All right, I was trying to
Velum eat.
mouthful. It's like suddenly Velum.
Beads spit everywhere. Get them one of her lacy, like, little fucking shirts.
Oh, hello. Weird seeing. I mean, it's good to see you. Weird seeing you. Thought you were back in Doonish still, or heading off to your own business.
Unfortunately, my business is also here. Basically,
Right.
I work. You don't remember that I work for boss.
I remember. Just
Okay.
But yeah. What brings you here?
Well, technically, it was I got something for you that I had Lucia make, basically for the hammer strikes. You recall?
Right, yeah. Sort of like taking a moment to readjust his brain. Yeah, that makes sense. It seems like she does good work, and you seem like you know each other. Sort of looking between the two.
She is a very good friend of mine. I trust her.
Yeah, definitely. So it's more. You can tell he's sort of looking between you. It's like, how does not Dima know each other? How'd you meet? Gonna ask.
Well, we met in Ambrosia in my shop when I was still had just the one, and well, she asked me for a specific custom garment. I made it for her, and some discussions followed, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Business partners, essentially.
makes
But
sense.
definitely
It's
long
all
time
about who you know.
friends.
Yeah, it's a lot about who you know in this business.
Indeed.
Very true. Lucia, could you be idea and get the thing I got from you? I got a glimmer weave from Lucia.
Oh, right, yes. Right away, and she goes and disappears off, looking
I
for
like that. I like the 3 merchants just gassing about just talking shop, and then it's just looking around me off to the side. It's like merchants.
Yeah,
Fucking merchants.
Vadmir's just too engrossed in our new cloak just to pay attention.
Slapping
to
it about, swishing it around.
Just posing gracefully in front of the mirror.
Being a child.
Yeah, pretty much.
Liska's
Before I
going
forget,
to.
that was 2 gold, right?
Yeah, 2 gold.
Liska's going to. Liska's going to lift her up and airplane with her. So she has a raven cloak, so she can.
Is that a good idea given your size and the ceiling?
I'm not going to lift her up above my head.
Yeah,
Well, that's what yeah.
I want to throw Vadmir into the ceiling.
Not where we
Is that something that's okay?
I played
Just launch her.
I'm flying! Boom!
I can hear Liska say that.
So she's going to hold her about waist high, as parents do when they're doing this with their kids, and which is still like 5-6 feet off the ground.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then and then just kind of like fly her around, quote unquote.
The cloak from her back as you start kind of spinning her around in some sort of far off open portion of the shop. You hear the giggling of Vadmir in the back room there.
Oh.
Sorry, not the back room, the back of the shop.
Okay. When Lucio returns with the Glimmer Weave, the jar will open it up and show the iconograph for the hammer strikes, which is a hammer with sparks striking an anvil.
Cool.
Consider this a gift. One of many. Personal one, at least.
Who is this?
To develop.
Been seeing a lot of these from you lately. He's obviously joking. Like the fact that you divvied out a bunch of gifts the last time we met, and suddenly it's like, here you go, have more things.
That one, the first time I gave you gifts was via job. This one is personal. I wanted to give you something nice. That you'll be doing tournaments and all. Might as well have something to show for it.
Yeah. It's all about the namesake and the brand. He sort of like looks it over. It's clear he's not sure how to see this. It's all very jarring. Out of character for my own brain's sake. Was it just like the one being given development, or is there like a load of them and she's just given one to him first?
Yeah, it's like a load, basically. Like, as many...
Yeah, there's like a pile of them, is that? And she's like, okay. Just so I have it in my brain.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure everyone else will be thrilled. They're all up at the manor right now besides us, so... probably save yourself a lot of moving around by heading up there next.
Yeah. Also, you say you're going. Where are you guys heading to anyway? It's being in between giving people out payments, and I remember helping sign on the thing as an extra. My brain's been everywhere. I've been tired, so please, enlighten me again where you guys are heading again?
Do you mean while we're in town, or after we leave here?
After you leave.
We're heading towards the... what's it called? Bog? Shit bog? I don't know. Hang on.
The shit bog.
The shit bug.
You know that
Bog, that was it.
That fucking shit bog. It's fine.
Okay. And past that is the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, we're basically making a sweep of the lower part and looping around to Tektar's. At least that's the plan anyway. I don't think we could get Angrim's tank on a boat.
Wait, hold up a minute. A tank?
Caravan?
That's what he calls it. Weird name for it, but it's like a big metal carriage.
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, you must have seen it on the way in, unless you were here before we got here.
I was here.
As Vladimir is being airplaned by Liska, you hear, "It is like a big metal ram that goes toot toot."
That's a very accurate.
And it smells slightly better when it does toot.
No, Valendir. I teleport in here. I don't.
Makes sense with a certain someone's resources.
That and it is, even though I'm warm-blooded, I do not like the cold. I like the heat, not this frigid shit.
No?
Out of character, was it Glimmerweave or Shiftweave?
I think it was a shift weave.
Shift weave, yeah.
Because I think they're different things, and I wanted to be sure.
Yeah, we can double check that.
It's shift weave.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said glimmer.
Shift weave. There you go.
I mean, it's the weave. It's easy to mix up.
Special magic weave.
Since you mentioned the Mordbog, you remember the conversation that he looks to Lucia? You can basically be privy to this, but I would appreciate it if you didn't speak it this openly, if you mind, dear.
Oh, what's this referring to?
Okay. Keeping this between us.
My lips are sealed.
Before you do, maybe we should make use of that magic that you were doing before. I think here more than anywhere, there's eyes everywhere.
Yes, I know.
Lock the door so that no one comes into this.
That'll be very nice. Thank you.
Right.
And
So
yes,
you
I'll
relax.
use the. He looks to the villain with a smirk and brain magic, as you said it last time in Dune Hollow.
Well, I mean, it's magic in your brain. Well, seems simple enough.
I need to remember South words. Simple. Ugh. Okay. She straightens up and does her magic with a snap of her fingers.
Brain.
He does the telepath bond. Okay.
And so who are you designating as in this conversation, just so we prevent confusion?
To Avon, to Vladimir, and to Sable. While he's doing that,
I assume also Luce, because you said you're trusted to be part of this conversation. That omits her from the conversation.
She just hears like silence. It's just, such a profound thing I am hearing.
I assume it's everyone in the room for the sake of ease.
This is the sound of silence.
yes, for the sake of ease, everyone. But okay, he will ask. You remember the talk we had about the scroll? I asked for you to look in the Morbog, or did that get lost since we saw Ongrim touch the egg?
I remember. Ongrim is in the know about the situation with that. Was there someone else that was a worry?
Okay. Since dealing with you have the scroll, when you get it, you must press the scroll onto the object in question, because if you don't, you won't be able to get into the location that the object and the scroll combined will point you to. Otherwise, you'll be standing at a stone door with no way to get in.
There's my notes. Sorry, I was finding my notes on particular thing. Scroll must pushed against egg. Okay. Right. Important detail to know.
If I recall, I did check through some notes. I think you had it somewhere in your bio. Let me load up your character
No, I
sheet.
found it. I was just taking a moment to find it.
Okay.
Yeah. And a scroll/map with mystical runes on it that is required that the city may be located in sunken ruins in the Morbog. Scroll must be pushed against Egu.
Yeah. And after the magic from this scroll has been transferred to the egg, it would lead you and open the gates to what the Jarl would say is the
location we need to.
the location. Yeah. On that point, do be careful with while going into the Tahoshan Dynasty's wilderness. They are.
I heard it's full of big lizards or something like that.
Not only that, the fauna will kill you too. You can probably you think of, I go up to a flower, and then suddenly vines will wrap around your neck and snap in two.
Janer,
Mm-hmm.
based on hearing like stories from people coming in and out of port and sailors' tales and all that business, would I have heard of anything about the Tahoshan Dynasty in terms of its dangers? I feel like that sort of thing.
Make a history check.
That's the sort of thing you talk about over a pint. History. Go, -1.
Lots of big beasties is about as much as you can surmise. That's
Alright.
yeah, nothing that's that's not common knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good to know. All I knew about was the.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished yet.
Oh dear.
It gets worse. There are a certain number of individuals, I would say, they are called the living gods. He looks to Velm's face. No. Keep that religious thought in your pocket. Keep hearing. I would say there are more spirits, guardian spirits with immense power. One of them is a guardian of the fauna and the wildlife. I would be particularly respectful to anything in her domain. At least she gets angry and sends raptors, giant lizards to stampede and crush you beneath their feet.
Well, I don't know what you might have heard about sort of people where I come from, but we don't do anything aggressive without a damn good reason. So shouldn't be the issue with that.
Dear, I was born in Alcatesh. I know everything about that. I'm just warning you.
Yeah, just you don't have to worry. I'm more worried about some other people. That's all.
That's why I'm telling you, Eldiska. So.
Right. Yeah, I thought you were warning me specifically. I get
no.
Sorry.
Wait, so you're saying don't kill things that try to kill us?
If they try to kill you, you have all the reason to do that, but don't try and
don't poach
go out your basically.
So if we're trying to kill something to eat, that's fine, but not just for killing's sake? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I know that sounds like something a normal sane person might not do, but Arngrim's probably a little twitchy with that trigger.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make sure your friend keeps that trigger finger off the trigger. The name of that person is called the Life Mother Tegdada, Queen of Beasts.
Can I get that in text out of character, just so I have it?
I'll post it.
All right.
You want to post it?
I can stick it in the chat there.
Takanta
Also,
forever. Sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
he
I
is a
continue.
he is as best as I can say. Think of nature, but in the form of a new tattoo woman draped in a robe of own hair.
That's gonna
That,
get an eyebrow raise from
yeah, don't look. I'm just telling you.
Don't look at her. But
the sort of faiths you lot have out here, I swear.
Look.
No,
I've been
I
over-
understand. Just don't cause trouble and don't stay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a being of chaos. That's putting it very mildly.
Well, unless there was anything
there's-
else, probably resolve business here, and you can get those to the others.
True, but I'm just saying two other things. In the middle of the jungle, you'll see probably some swamps. There's someone called Banzala. Given our background with, Katesh, they worship him as something of a someone dealing with death and souls and trickery. Be very careful of what he says. He might as well trick your soul out of you.
Well, very cautious with people who hang out in swamps, so that's fine. He's slightly sassy today, apparently.
Fucking rednecks. Those goddamn
What do you have against swamps, Phelan?
swamp fuckers.
Nothing. Very wet, and the sort of people who hang out around all the time.
So you
Probably
don't
got
like
a lot
people
of
who hang around
aura
in
brain.
wet places?
If it's too wet, they get wet brain.
Zara just has two
Interesting.
fingers to her forehead, rubbing it, and just deadpans. I wonder sometimes, Vellum. I really
You just
do.
deadpan to the camera?
No, looking at.
So,
Just
so
looking
the other
at-
thing you were saying.
Anyway, on that note, oh, right. If I remember correctly. Oh. There's a lot of things going on in her head. She's some private, some.
She got a lot of words.
public.
Take
Good.
take your time, Black Spice.
Take your time. You don't want to get things wrong.
Yeah. I can go on about a tale that they basically defeated a dragon and there's a sleeping titan, but I can tell you that later tomorrow if you're willing.
Yeah, got a lot of information already, and I think we've kept the good lady here waiting with our purchase.
Very well. Oh, I will also visit you tomorrow if you're still here. I have a something I want to do that you and I, since we're from Katesh, may only be privy to, if that's okay.
He's gonna think a moment. Alright, day early, but yeah, sure. I think we should still be around tomorrow. Just swing by the Lottie Lupine whenever.
Great. Thank you very much, dear. Prince Lucia, I think we're done here with that. You may, I'm going to have to rest for this. And talk to Siren. I am not looking forward to that, but okay.
Whoever does.
No.
The
Lucy
spray
kinda,
magic
like,
is fine.
She kind of like tilts her head kind of confusedly. What is the issue with the siren?
Dear, I tell you this over tea. Okay, there's a lot to unpack with that.
But anyway, yeah, don't forget to give Liska hers, and everyone else should be at the manor. I don't know if I'll be in there myself, honestly. Place,
Oh.
Why is that? Do you want to pick up your pay?
The place don't sit right with me, and Siren and I have a history. With how everything is right now, I'd rather avoid anything that might get me killed.
Would it be better if I dropped it off to you, or I be present if you come pick it up?
I don't think I'm going to be joining them. That's all. You do whatever you judge to be best, but I'm gonna probably stay in the bean. I know it doesn't make sense, but I have my reason.
Well, I shouldn't probe too much into them. That's your business.
Right then. Back to normal mouth words business.
Very eloquently put, Vela.
He's a simple man.
This guy is just rubbing her temples.
Gentleman
It's
and
not wrong.
a gentleman and a
Correct.
scholar.
It's brain words and mouth words. I think that's the worst part, that it's correct and she can't refute it.
She can't. That's the part that irritates her.
Lucy's still maintaining like her businesswoman smile, but like her brow just kind of like froze a tiny bit, like processing all this.
Vodmia, Vodmia just comes up and pats your arm. It is okay, Vellum.
Yeah, I know it is. Anyway, Miss Luce, let's believe
Miss Luce,
yeah, sorry, I meant to say it, but then my mouth just stopped. Miss Lucy, is that all you needed from me for this order?
Well, the measurements. Sorry, give me one sec. Well, I've taken your measurements. Do you have any things you would like for me to put into the design itself, or are you content with having?
Well,
me
I'll
have
wait
them?
and see what you have for me. Like you said, you needed time to knock some of it up, and I'm sure it'll be good. Just need to see what it is, what you've got to come up with. But as for the sort of, my brain is stalling today. I apologize.
No worries.
Okay.
Take
clothes.
As for the payment,
your time.
obviously including the piece for Vladimir, what does it come to?
Probably, I'd imagine that would be like the same price, maybe less, since it's just like fixing up a garment. That's wait, no, it's
a custom job, so
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to just sort of flub it and come up with it later for time, then that's fine.
Yeah,
Generally, custom-made clothing orders, especially a certain style that is unusual to a seamstress,
Yeah.
would range in the higher end of things. So
I-
5-10 golds.
We'll figure it out.
I-
Don't worry.
10 might be a bit much. I'd probably say, like, if a pre-made cloak...
That's why I said 5-10.
Well, we can discuss it later when we're not in session, so I'm not eating.
Oh, I didn't hear you say 5. My bad.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of like the canon, it can be like, oh, I won't know until I make something, like draw something up or whatever. Anyway, back in character. So yeah, do I pay you now or when you've got something design-wise?
well, I would prefer payment now. Yes.
Right. And I've already taken the 2 off of Admia's choice of clothing. And the rest I can take off later out of session.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I think I need a good meal and a drink.
Well, we left the drinks back at the inn. Would you two like to come along? It's pretty late as it is.
Yeah, you'll be closing up soon, right?
Yes.
I might as well. I and wine.
Sure, I need a break from work anyhow. I've been pretty immersed in it.
Yeah, sounds like you got a lot of orders. At least you're doing a lot of business.
There are visible bags underneath her eyes.
Yeah, he's noticed. That's why he's reinforcing the notion of inviting them along.
The yard just looks at Lucia. You've been overworking yourself again, haven't you?
I will not say anything on this matter.
Right.
Yeah.
I think yours will be first. First of yours will be on me then, because you look like you need it. And
All
I
right.
know that well enough.
Alright, and with that, Lucia closes up shop for the evening. And you all begin to make your way back to the lofty Lapine for a good evening's drink and some fine conversations.
Are we pending over because I would like to eat also?
Yes. Let us.
Sure.
Uh,
Shovel the food in here.
Speaking of food, Arngrim has concluded the massive 4-course meal, and you're now all on your way to your various rooms. Soyun, on the way to your room, you're stopped by Siren. David? Lucky?
I'm here.
So yeah, Siren's gonna come up, and like after the meal, like when it seems like everything's said and done, all the pleasantries and whatnot have been said. Siren is going to hand Sal an envelope, and she's going to just kind of give her a nod, like, if you would, could you give this to Vellum?
Sao takes the envelope, gives it a quick look over before looking to Siren and nodding.
It's like a standard envelope. There's a seal. There's a wax seal, in very fancy script. It says Vellum on the back.
Alright, just to him.
Thank
Something
you very
tells
much.
me this is not business related.
It is, in some sense, but it's, I guess you can say, a private correspondence.
Very well. Then I'll see that he gets it. No, I won't look into it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening. Again, it was good to see you, Sal.
You hear from down the hall, hear the voice of Arngrim say, "The guest rooms are huge!"
I guess he's staying.
Only for the time that we are here.
Okay. Well, have a good evening. And I guess I will see you off tomorrow. Is that when you will be leaving?
Most likely, or the day after. It's a little dependent on people.
Of course. Regardless, good night.
Night?
And she's
All
gonna
right.
give like a small little nod and then make her way upstairs to her room.
Okay then.
Sao just looks at the envelope for a moment, and then sort of nods a bit, mostly to herself, and then wanders off.
Okay then. Unless you, Gronka, don't have anything to do here.
Not really. Did Siren show like where we were supposed to sleep?
I mean, she would have offered rooms, but she also heard that Vellum and at least Liska had got rooms at the Lofty Lapine.
Mm-hmm.
So she's leaving it up to y'all where you want to sleep.
Sao is definitely gonna sleep in the mansion because
It's a mansion.
Yeah.
A, it's a mansion, B, it's free.
Yeah.
I mean, Vellum already paid, so. But yeah, you are correct.
Okay then. So, you all gradually bed down for the night, unless there's anything that the group over at the Lofty Lapine wish to say to each other, we can burn on ahead to the next morning.
I mean, it was primarily just going to be like pleasant small talk, learning things and all that business, but it can be easily moved on.
All right. So, you all bed down for the night. Next morning comes without issue. I mean, well, of course it would have given a fucking town. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. So, next morning comes. You're all wide awake, fresh-eyed, after an evening's rest. Vardny is sort of curled up in the corner with her nice new raven feathered cloak.
Oh,
Nice.
and Venom's gonna hang around because. Sorry, were you about to transition into something else?
No, if no one has anything to say, I can probably just transition to you all meeting up at some place.
Well, I remember Jajar specifically wanted to talk to Velum about something today. Thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're getting senile lately, so I have to ask.
Yeah, no worries.
That's fine.
So yeah, he'd be hanging around the lot of the bean because, he said he'd be there.
Right. I will be probably an hour late.
Well, she didn't set a time, so how can you really be late if you don't set a time?
This is in her mind. She has a schedule on her mind, not by everyone else, known to everyone else.
Just
Like
early on time.
Late according to her own schedule.
A wizard never arrives early or late.
Yeah.
They arrive exactly when they are needed.
Early is on time. Fucking on time is late, and late is unacceptable.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, Bill Belichick. Jesus.
Probably also, I should mention that Sao, after sleeping waking up the next day, she'd go and find Vellum because,
Definitely not magically trapped envelope.
it's anthrax.
No, it's glyphs of warding. That's the perfect delivery method for glyphs of warding.
No,
Yes, no,
because the
but-
thing's moving, so it would
Yeah.
nullify the
So,
glyphs.
so yeah,
Yeah.
you've definitely heard that Liskrit and Vellum have set up a room within the Lofty Lapine, so you head there.
If she didn't hear it, she'd probably guess.
I mean, he did say he was
Vellum.
going there, so... yeah.
So, making your way inside of the Lofty Lapine, you do see a very large group of people there, many of them familiar.
Wait, we all still there? I'm confused. When is this happening? I thought this was the morning.
This is the morning. Sayun ventured. I mentioned Grunker followed Sayun as well. Yeah.
Yeah, just a group thing, because I know Liska and Varby and Vellum.
Yeah.
And
So
maybe Jajar's there. I don't know.
because I don't want to waste time kind of wrangling people like cats. So
that's fine.
Yeah.
Just want to be clear on the situation, like who
I
was there.
imagine him.
you all meet up in the Lofty Lapine.
We're all there because
There.
convenience.
Yep.
I imagine Amisa follows with them because she doesn't have anything better to do.
Yeah, why not?
Alrighty, you're here. Hello.
Hello.
Where is Vellum in the Lofty Lapine? Is he sitting like on the outside?
Yeah, he's like at a table tucked to the side. Sort of like almost like he's trying to stay out of notice, but not obviously. So
Sao gives him a nod, and then sort of walks over.
he reciprocates and gives us.
You didn't come to the mansion yesterday.
Yeah, I decided against it. There was a lot on my mind, and that place is a bit too off-put for me to handle right now. For a lot of reasons.
Well, for starters, you still have your pay to pick up.
Right. Um, not hugely bothered about that. Feels like bait on the end of a hook. How'd it go?
It went really well, actually. We had a bit of a... She sort of rolls her eyes a little. Arngrim made a banquet. I specified 3 courses maximum, and he decided to...
I'm right here.
He's also here.
Yes.
Just the player isn't here.
3 courses is for chumps. It's either the full 4 or none at all.
Well, it seems like you had a good feed all the same.
Oh aye, I made sure of it. They had plenty of meats. You have meat stew, roast pork, lard, fat. You know, all the main 3 food ingredients.
Hang on, a lard fat out of character?
Oh,
It's lard and fat.
Beef, potatoes, and lard.
What is this? Scotland?
Alright.
Sorry,
Back
continue.
on point. Sao again sort of half rolls her eyes, and then reaches into the inner pockets of her coat and pulls out a letter, wax sealed and addressed to Melon. By the way,
delivered.
So what was that, Doc?
by the way, Siren wanted me to give this to you. She sort of holds it out.
It's like the second Siren's mentioned, like sort of leaning away from it a little bit, just very tentatively just takes it with like a finger and a thumb, puts it on the table. It's not gonna blow up or anything, is it? Or steal my skin.
Well,
Fine, I'll open it, but if anything happens, it's on you.
No,
He's
no.
half joking.
well,
Yeah.
you do know Siren is not that level of, cruel. She's not gonna bomb you from afar.
She can do it up close.
So you can see the look in your.
Fireball.
Well, people change with enough time, and she's been here with nothing really holding her back, so you can understand me being a little bit cautious. And then he'll sort of just pop the seal. Take a
Boom,
look.
bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. Why the cliff of warning? Ah.
All right. So you take out the letter, kind of unfold it, scrawled in. You see words scrawled in very eloquent handwriting. You see the following. Let me DM that to you.
Am I gonna get
I
some
can
sweet
send it to
narration with
Oh,
Simon?
okay. There you go.
Well, I mean, is this a
Uh,
private thing? It seems like it was meant for his eyes only.
Zay.
Yeah, don't read it out loud. Just have
Yeah, I'll
Vellum
look
read
at it
to
and
himself.
then. Oh god, I've got it in 2 DMs.
Use mine.
Yeah.
I will. It's the source, so
Hang on. I'll let me delete mine. There you go.
feel free to talk amongst yourselves while I read, because Vellum will be reading. I don't
Is it
trust
a
this from the
narration or
first
something?
fucking line, Avon.
So yeah, Liska's just gonna be drinking. She's gonna be looking like, so how much did all of you get paid?
Sao takes a moment to sort of recount in her head. Around about 2,000 gold.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is this like just a monthly thing for all of you, or was this something that's like the last few months kind of accumulated?
As far as I recall, we are getting paid monthly. But we do have to either have somebody deliver the pay or come and pick it up ourselves.
Vellum suddenly eats better.
Wait, what?
I would also want to say before he does that, the whisper earring is attached to it.
Oh, okay. That's an important point to know.
He eats the
He
whisper
will
earring.
move the whisper earring to the side, and then just just no
Does he
remarks, no
seriously?
attention drawn to it. Just
Just think that's
Does your-
consume the paper.
The shark
What the fuck, man?
just slithers up, sees Vellum eat the pig. What the fuck?
So it is his.
what? Said to destroy.
Hold on, what the fuck is going on?
Willem, why did you just eat the paper?
Said to destroy it when I was done reading it, and that seemed like the fastest way instead of looking for a fire to throw it in.
There is a fireplace
The
right
pig?
there.
Yes, what the?
In
Vellum,
fairness,
I
Jano,
wonder-
you've never described a fireplace in here.
I mean, inns normally, taverns
I
normally do have
guess my
fireplaces.
brain's just like it hasn't been described, so there is.
He panicked, okay?
He's a simple boy, and he works on impulse. You know this by now.
I mean, to be fair, eating the paper is likely the best course of action in terms of keeping it away from being reconstructed.
Yeah, I mean,
My only
you can get
question
embers
is,
from the fire and-
my only question is, what if the ink was poisoned?
Shit, that was her plan all along.
She knew.
You played yourself.
She knew that.
She knew that Vellum would eat it and poison.
She knew Vellum would be a dumbass.
Oh,
I love it.
You can always count on Vellum to do this.
poor.
She,
Okay, it's not bully. It's not bully.
she was going to
Yeah,
be in
no.
a negative standing, but now she's in.
Jenner.
Yeah.
Would Lucy be here, or would she just be off?
I'm sure she'd come down with Lisko, right?
We're all
Alright.
together.
She stands up and tries to do the Heimlich maneuver on Vellum.
Oh wait, Lucy's here as well. I thought she might have gone home. Did she stay over?
Make a grapple check.
We got grapple.
Oh, I am so lost.
What do we do for a grapple?
Just
Athletics.
athletics.
Are you actually making her do? Okay.
Panic.
just for comedic effect.
You rolled a 5.
No, it's
It's very.
She hugs
It's
Vellum.
more like
Yeah.
a hug or an embrace, and Vellum's just. Good
Oh,
morning to
don't
you
choke on
too.
that.
No, it
Be
wasn't.
careful, dear. That paper could have had the poisonous ink in it or something.
I didn't actually think of that.
Do you actually think at all sometimes?
I do. Just the chances of
Pretty
something
offensive, I
being
do.
poison ink, which was something I didn't even know was a thing.
Sort of-
Anyway, I'm not dead, so I'm fine, and not like complaining, but you can probably let go of me.
Yeah, she sort of just takes her bald fist off his underside of his ribs.
He's wearing armor, so it was even more pointless. Trying to do the Heimlich through half plate.
Lisko
God,
can
I'm
do it.
giddy.
yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah, let's
do
make
it
a
once.
fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, you do it once, and then you're like,
Just
Oh look, 500 gold pieces worth of armor ruined.
just dented.
Crunch. Well, we got the earring back, so there you go. Don't know who needs it, but we got it.
Sal looks at the envelope, and then looks to Vellum.
I'll tell you later.
It was a rather questionable choice to do that, but I will not linger on it too much.
It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, and if it was poison, I know where to get antidote.
If it was poison, we'd have seen it by now, right?
I'm just
Well,
frothing at
some
the mouth.
poisons take a while.
Sao sort of pockets the envelope, like she doesn't really know what to do with it, but she pockets it anyway, and then pulls out a vial of antitoxin from another pouch. You do know I'm come prepared, right?
You always do.
Well, there you go.
I like this woman.
Look,
Me too.
on several occasions I've been so undergeared that it wasn't even funny. Right now, I'd rather be overgeared and overprepared.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
I have 2 of these on me at any given time, along with other stuff. And she sort of pockets it again in the coat.
that's the best way to approach your life, honestly. Like, I'm a wizard. I have to be prepared for a lot of things. And be going off willy-nilly.
And it's always good to be organized.
Oh, very. I'm very happy for this coat, by the way. It has lots of pockets.
Yeah, I can see why you're so attached to it.
Oh, really?
Snickers.
Just giving a look between them because they both know. Right, you said you wanted to talk to me about something.
Yeah,
Is it
what,
private or
private?
right? Well, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a sec. So it stands up. Just like, I guess, hopefully it's the morning, so it won't be that crowded. They can find like a corner to chat in or something.
That, or you could head to your room.
Oh yeah, let's just do that.
Okay.
I'm missing all the obvious cues today, aren't I?
Yeah, you are just not.
I told you, man, I wasn't prepared for today. I didn't think I'd have to think.
We get that character immersion is a thing, but
I am fully immersed in every given. But yes, they will.
I mean, if you think about it, you're not even hungry now, too. So
I almost said they will
like...
abscond to the bedroom, and that's opening far too many doors for jokes.
I mean, at least one.
Oh my god.
Lest we get into a tangent. What is Dejar saying to Vellum?
Okay.
Is it only Vellum?
It's only Vellum,
Vellum.
yes. She specified it was private. Expected.
You know about the holiday Sundance is coming up, yes?
Yep, I remember. Pretty major event.
Yes, it is. I would like, since you are also from Katesh, I would like to celebrate it, but in my own way. He takes her bag off and
It's fine, take your time.
reaches it in and grabs an urn, a small urn. I usually do not have time to do this personally, since I am pretty busy. This is the only time I actually have a moment to pay my last respects to those that I've lost. And I want to do it on this day, and I was hoping you can help me with that. Sounds rather small, like he's lost looking down at this urn. Her usual jovial attitude is blank.
Out of character question. Firstly, does it seem like it's like an urn you would have ashes of a dead for like a family member or
Yes.
something in?
Yes.
Alright, so that much is obvious. So the particular festival in question, like what? Just for sake of full context, Jenner, what is it again? Keep forgetting the name.
It is a central Kateshi festival. It's very much an alchemic religious holiday, if you will.
Yeah. Is there any particular activities or like what's the reasoning for it? Is it or like what cultural significance does it have?
Very much a celebration of good harvests. It's like the Kateshi version of the Night of Renewal, if you will.
The Day of Renewal. No copyright infringement here.
Yeah, it's a celebration of summer, if you will.
frost has gone, the sun is back, all
Yeah,
that business.
pretty much.
Well, I say frost. It's the colder part of the desert. Right. Well, I mean, I'm be happy to help. I don't know what you need me for, but this is important to you, I can tell.
Yes, I need someone that that's a part of the same culture as I am. I can't ask. She's trying to find the words, but
Yeah, he sort of cuts her off at that very gently. I understand. You're a long way from home, and barely anyone's going to understand, so you want to find someone who does.
yes, this one really much appreciates this.
No problem. Just let me know what you need me to do.
I need to set up a small alcove with a few candles and some, if that's okay.
That's fine. Do you have that on you, or do you want me to make a trip?
I have it on me. That's one of the reasons. Yesterday I was out and about. Made some purchases.
Right, well, probably going to want privacy for this, so I'm going to lock the door. Make sure nobody walks in. And then he will go to do so, because she says she has everything she needs to do so. And I don't know if it's a particular location or if we can do it in here. I don't know the particulars of the ceremony. Does it need to be outdoors? Indoors? Does it matter?
I think it's mostly indoors.
Okay, so we're fine doing it in there.
Yeah.
Secluded room. Very proper ceremony.
Yeah, she will find a nightstand, take the candles and incense and light them, and with a flick of her hand, cast cantrip, minor illusion, show the image of her mother just above the urn. You know, funny, as she gets down to do it like almost like a prayer. This is my birthday, and I don't want to celebrate it. I just want to do this.
And sort of, not right next to him, but kneel down. Everyone has their own ways of remembering the day, but clear there's more to yours than anyone else's.
That's the funny thing, though. This day I was supposed to join the Islamic ranks, but things all went wrong.
He's pausing. Part of him wants to ask, but it's clear that it's a very sensitive subject.
He's not looking at you at the moment, but he sensed you have a question.
Well,
You want to ask?
I'd ask what happened, just so I know. That's not something you just pass up, being taken into the ranks.
I had a friend. Well, yes, she was a friend, and also the soon heir of a family I was supposed to serve, being a slave born and all. She saw me as a person and not as a slave. Through her, I did understand some magic. I thought of helping people. He was a cleric in training, but he's biting her lip right now.
No, it may
There
not.
was a
Go on. Continue, please.
takes a breath. There was a raid during that time, at least after the festival, where I saw nothing but death. My mother cut down before me by some woman, demon with horns. She had blood on her lips. And I know I shouldn't be laughing, but it was this. He was the one that killed my mother, and that bastard of a father of mine helped.
I don't know if you caught that, but there was a visible grumble of a growl from Bella. And then he's gonna very gently put a hand on her shoulder so as not to, like, startle or push the boundaries too far. It may not compare, but I understand what it means to be seen as less than good, and finding that path in your life. It's one of the better things you can get, and it's something that I've come to know, that bad comes with good, and you've had the worst of it. I also know a thing or two about shitty dads. So, I hope you know that understanding is not in short supply. While you still hold on to these memories, I hope that you at least take the good with the bad. That'll be like a soft squeak.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to, but of my clan, I feel like I'm the last. I don't know. You asked me once before in Dune Hollow about this. What's her name again?
I don't know who you're talking about, so I can't tell you.
Shala. I can't. I'm probably butchering.
Oh,
her name.
Sheelanar.
Shelanar. I didn't say it outright, but she is my aunt. I didn't want to say it just out the gate because she is the only person I hold dear. And if I lose her, I don't know what I'll do.
I can tell you now, if anything wants to get through her, they're gonna have to go through us. Because There's not many people I've trusted in this world, but she came and saw me when people steer clear of me. She even helped me when she barely knew me start the path I'm on. And then he's going to sort of reach into his bag, carefully wrapped lens. A lot of my life wouldn't have changed much as it did. Not for her. She got a big heart, and well, I don't see the resemblance between you two. It's clear you got one as well.
That sounds like her. It's a sad chuckle, and you see tears run down her face.
Lens away. Scoot a little bit closer. Comforting distance, but not too close. It's alright. Let it out. Tears are there to be shed, and then they're gone.
I held these on for so long. I want him to pay. I want that demon to pay for this. I lost so much.
I'm sure one day, when you find him, you will. Give him all the pain that you felt and some.
You think so?
We're revulsion. We don't take things lying down. And those who hurt us feel the wrath. In one way or another.
I do this in honor of my mother and of my friend. There are certain reasons I do this, but to have he looks to Vellum faith when I had no savior. It's all my life I've been dealing with nothing but logic and reason. How can you have so much faith in something that ends up letting people die?
Well, I may not be smart enough or wise enough to understand the full scope of our faith. There's one thing I've come to understand, that faith isn't a purging flame or a rule to follow. It's the light of the dawn, spreading out across the sands. It's something for us to look forward to the future to see, to chase away the dark. It may not make sense, this life of ours, but I like to think that keeping that in mind makes the days go by a lot better. Because as hard as things get, you find people you come to trust, and like you see new horizons. And there's always one certainty that the sun will rise tomorrow. Try to take solace in that. And there's once again a gentle squeeze of the shoulder.
He takes a deep breath in and I appreciate this, Vellum.
No problem. I can lead the prayer if you want.
Please.
Gonna shift to get into position. Usual prayer stance.
Mm-hmm.
Does Yara follow suit?
Yeah, I have it in my head. I'm just being careful not to flub it. This is kind of important. All shall mirror our words for those who have gone. Let their memories of who they were, what they've said, and how they've acted move to the horizon, to set with the sun, and pass into memory and history as the sun rises, so that they are never forgotten, and become one, always shining. Let their light grace us, and help us to move forward through the dark. And then complete the full bow of prayer and staying there for the appropriate amount of time.
Finish your prayer
Good.
in the dimness of the room in the tavern here. You notice that there's a shift in the clouds outside, and a thin beam of sunlight pierces the heavens through the window, illuminating the shrine set before you. And you feel the warmth against your chest, Philip.
I do not cease the prayer. It continues unhindered. Or rather, the motions of the prayer. The spoken part is already done.
Yara does the same.
And once it's concluded, Alan's going to sort of upright himself. Now, I know everyone's probably got plans, but you don't have to be in a hurry. We can stay as long as...
Just a few minutes more, please.
No rush. I ain't got anywhere to be. And he'll try and give he'll give a genuine smile, but it's a small one.
He returns a small one back. You know, he's looking forward to no particular area. But you just see her posture just relax a little bit. Like a weight has just been off her shoulders.
I'll get you some water. He'll slowly stand up. And yeah, I don't know if there was anything else, but we can probably pan over now, because they'll probably be there for a bit.
Yep. Okay then. So.
Whew. Sorry, I was not expecting that's a fucking
it's
delving into the Vellum and fucking Jajar lore right there.
Yeah, quite bit of a hefty bit of hefty lore. So
Yeah.
as you finish your prayer, you make your way downstairs. The rest of you have been kind of waiting there patiently, talking amongst yourselves, and I suppose readying yourselves to set off, if you will.
All right, let's get going.
All right then.
Yeah.
So,
Does Luce have... we can sort that out of session, but sorry. I was about to say, does Luce have designs? My brain was like, oh wait, shit, there aren't actually any fucking times.
Does he have what?
Designs for Vellum's custom, but that is something that will probably come out of session, and I'm stupid, so
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
continue.
so-
Onwards!
that shall come later. Don't worry.
That shall come later.
So,
I have a few things.
oh, go ahead.
First and foremost, I have a few things I would like to shop before we leave.
Okay.
However, should we take that after session, just as a?
Sure. In order to prevent this becoming like a shopping episode, we can definitely sort of hand wave that. Cause I mean, you've got enough money on you. We can definitely take that out of session and sort of say that you shopped for your items here in Cliffspire first.
Bookkeeping.
And plus, you can always, ask to borrow money from Siren or the Black Hand.
I mean, she just got paid, so.
Okay. So you've skipped the shopping episode, but please don't tell me we're skipping the beach episode.
I've been trying to get the fucking vacation
later.
part going for
We,
ages.
we've gone
that's-
100 fucking something sessions so far, and we haven't had a beach episode
We haven't even had the hot springs episode.
It
Oh my
will
God.
come.
It shall come.
That's-
Don't worry.
That's when I'm waiting for the real, splash screen difference where everyone in bathing suits.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Are you guys heading up here? Or what's happening?
I don't know if we're leaving town. Are we leaving town? I think we are.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sal's gonna do some quick shopping.
Yep.
And then I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Vellum does want to buy some paint.
Okay, which should be easy enough to do. We can include it in the sort of Sal's
Yeah, we'll
shopping
include
thing.
it in there, and I have a read for it.
Yeah. Okay, so as you all finish your shopping for the day in, it doesn't take only maybe an hour or so. You all reconvene outside of Cliffspire, where, well, or rather, you gather Vellum's carriage. Vladimir happily
Happily haps in. No, that's first one's correct.
happily hops inside. Warm interior. It's where she's been travelling for most of the time here.
Oh yeah, I suspect.
We'll make
Underground's cold, but the snowy tundras are definitely colder.
Yeah. And you all eventually head off outside the front of Cliffspire here.
Alright. Get to get.
And the second that they are leaving the borders of Cliffspire, Vellum just as if he had been holding so much tension that entire trip, and it is gone.
Why so tense?
I don't know if I want to go back there anytime soon.
Yeah, seemed like a nice enough place.
It used to be nicer.
Well, I guess that is just change, I guess. I think I just maybe stopped by once for a day or so. Don't really remember much. Tended to keep away from most people, and them keep away from me, but that's how it is.
To be fair, you're a brick house of a lady.
So, Arngrim
Thank
kind of starts up his steam tank. You see, Lucia.
Doesn't stop.
Yeah,
Hey,
Driving up on
what?
No, you're gonna flood it.
No, wait, stop, Chuck. Hang on, let me brush off some of the ice that's gathered up. Okay,
shite battery. battery.
Fucking bad.
no, say your goodbyes to your friends. We're shoving off soon.
I assume we would have said goodbye to them as we were leaving the lot of clean. They've got
Sure.
shit to do. Luce
Yeah.
has to open, and she's got a lot of work to do.
Okay.
We've given her more work to do, poor thing.
Yeah. Okay, so Arngrim starts up the tank and it springs to life with divine magic. The steam, and he pipes his steam whistle. All right, follow closely behind.
Yep, I remember. Just
And with that, you will make your way off.
now I'm gonna finally find my food.
It's sitting there.
It's been on and off
Eating
for a
this
while.
entire time?
It seemed
Jeez,
after
man.
during the very emotional, touching the jar scene.
it's just like if my mother dies, like, no, yeah,
right.
that sucks.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
Wow.
So you crest over. Eventually, about a few hours go by before you manage to reach the crossroads. You crest over what looks like a snow-blasted hill along the road towards the crossroads, and you continue along your way through Nayland. And some hours go by. You reach the intersection, and you look over to the familiar sort of half-ruined Doonish Shrine, where some of you battled the infamous Rain, now turned vampire.
The infamous Rain, yeah.
Mm.
Hey, Janner, I have
Yep.
a question. Or, well, not a question, but, because we seem to have totally forgotten about this, while while everything's moving and Liska's just, I guess she climbed on top of the cart since you can't be inside it, because it's a hardtop. It's a hardtop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just gonna climb on top and just be like, okay, cool, and she's going to spend a minute looking at the icon of fate to get a fate.
Oh shit.
Another thing I would like to point out, Vellum didn't go pick up his fucking pay. Is that going to be delivered to him, or is this just going to be like, cool, forfeit?
Oh no.
I think Dejar said
not.
something about it.
It's too late now. Yes, we'll have to.
As you
He's probably
Yeah.
going to deliver it.
as you
Does it come with the pigeon?
Pigeon
I
with a
like
bag of
all
holding.
the magical things that they're at disposal.
well, Liska takes the strange sort of icosahedron shape, sort of softly humming in her grasp. She takes a moment to look into it.
It's a dire pigeon.
Not the dire pigeon.
Suddenly, your vision becomes you gain some sort of tunnel vision as you continue to stare on this. The surrounding area around your gaze kind of turning sort of black as you stare into the very what you can only describe as the very fabric of reality itself. Intertwining weaves, crisscrossing various fates that could have been but have not been, various fates that can be, sort of progressing off into the future. You can see various images of yourself making choices you wouldn't normally. Choices in the very near future. You can see choices that you've already made in your past. And eventually you find yourself sucking back out into reality. And you feel a sort of a coldness in your chest.
That was interesting.
You're
And then she puts it away.
put it away, you feel a little bit dizzy. But
Luckily,
eventually-
I'm sitting down.
Yep.
And I don't think anyone would really notice, probably. It only took a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she's just gonna chill. Gonna sit on top of the cart,
Yep.
looking around.
You look over to the Doonish Shrine that you're passing now. It takes many of you back to the sort of horrid memories of fighting what was once Rain turned vampire. This was the place where some of you know that where Neril perished and was subsequently revived by Balthazar. However, something's changed here, and you notice now at an angle that you hadn't previously coming into Cliffspire. The shrine appears to be covered in scaffolding and piles of masonry supplies that are kind of scattered all over the place. You see a number of dwarven workers lifting great stone slabs into place with ropes and pulleys, carving out ornate patterns, replacing old stone with new. It seems to be some sort of effort to refurbish this temple.
Interesting.
I was about to be like, oh no, Balthazar did not just, but restoration is better than what I thought it would be.
tearing shit down.
Oh, I thought he was gonna add a little statue of himself somewhere.
I honestly thought it was gonna be like a fort.
Or that.
Can see a number of these dwarves don't have the sort of the crest of Doon Hollow. Many of them appear to wear crests that might indicate a different clan. You do notice that some of these crests bear a striking resemblance to some of the possessions that Angrim has. This is likely his clan.
Cool. Gonna wave to the people as we go by. Just be like, hey, how's it going?
They all sort of wave back and sort of cheer as they look onto this massive steam tank, this metal ram-like machine kind of parading across the road amidst the snowdrifts here. It seems Arngrim's definitely made a name for himself as he continues controlling the tank down the road here.
This is a lot easier. This is a lot easier than walking, just sitting down.
Yeah, it usually is.
No. Question, because I keep forgetting. The cart is being pulled by the tank, right?
I thought tank was leading the way and cart was being pulled by Ram.
Yeah, that's what I think we discussed.
Okay. So the reason I ask is because like for overland travel you only move as fast as the slowest thing. So is the ram pulling the cart as fast as the tank?
The ram is pulling the cart as fast as the tank, yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, cool. Never mind.
Actually, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How fast is the tank? Like, mechanically speaking?
Mechanically speaking, it's travelling at... Let me double check here. That's in vehicles. Silver steam hammer.